country in the Middle East just made the smartest move I've ever seen. Iraq's oil and gas is currently drilled in the northern Kirkuk region. It's then sent down to Basra and the Persian Gulf, where it's loaded onto ships and sent around the world to sell. The problem though, it has to go through the Strait of Hormuz, which is currently closed. Because of this, Iraq recently announced they're going to reopen an old oil pipeline. And not just any pipeline, the famous Kirkuk-Benias pipeline. This pipeline will send Iraq's oil through Syria to the Syrian Mediterranean port of Benias. This means Iraq's oil will no longer even touch the Persian Gulf, meaning that Iran will have no control over it. The pipeline was originally built in the 1950s, and it used to carry about 300,000 barrels of oil per day. That's $8 billion worth of oil a year. However, in 1982, it was then shut down by Syria during the Iran-Iraq war. Syria supported Iran throughout that war, and shutting down this oil pipeline with Iraq dealt a huge economic blow to Iraq. But then, after sanctions were placed onto Saddam Hussein in the year 2000, Syria decided it was okay to reopen the pipeline. But that didn't last long. When the US invaded Iraq in 2003, they blew up the pipeline and caused a huge amount of damage to it. And all the way up until today, that damage to the pipeline still has not been repaired. Whether it was the Gulf War in 2003, the Civil War in 2011, or ISIS ever since, it's been too dangerous to fix the pipeline. But now that's changing. Iraq is becoming slightly safer, there's a new pro-US leader, and they're actually focusing on their economy and the future of their country. And reopening this old oil pipeline could change everything for Iraq. Because Iraq's oil will now be sent to the Mediterranean, it's going to be closer to Europe, making it much more cost effective for Europe to buy, as it's already there. This makes countries in Europe far more likely to work with Iraq, which will then strengthen their relations. Not to mention that Syria and Iraq are already talking about building brand new pipelines as well as reopening this old one. Iraq might have secured their future forever simply by reopening an old pipeline that was built in the 1950s.
So we'll see what happens, but for some more global news like this, you can leave me a follow.